There remain many obstacles to be lifted to reverse the fact that 85% of goods traded in Africa come from outside Africa.
We can no longer have a situation where the resources of Africa add value in other economies, while so many of our people live in poverty and conditions.
This year's trade fair is focusing on new African continental free trade agreements.
We look forward to the opportunities that will arise from a single market.
The African Continental Free Trade Area, we can double our African trade by 2030.
What the Intra-African Trade Fair did was to begin to unravel the challenges that have been imposed on the continent by colonialism, that the challenges of our not dealing with ourselves. I think for the first time, after so many years, countries, businesses began to see themselves as opportunities. People began to see Africa as a market and not other parts of the world. And we saw concrete outcomes. $32 billion in deals signed, $25 billion already done, $2.5 billion on the way of being done. This is remarkable.
If we work together, we will succeed together. If we work singly, we will sink and be consumed one by one. Now, we have to work together to build our economy and get rid of neo-colonialism.
Afreximbank is a twin to the AFCFTA. Once you reduce barriers to trade, you have to have a second component, and that is the financing. The third component, which again is critical with Afreximbank, is the trade fair. We have to match the market access, the new markets, match that with traders, with exhibitors, with goods, with services from across the African continent, so that we're able to give commercial meaningfulness to trading under the AFCFTA on the African continent.
The African continental free trade area is a big and growing market. It's 1.3 billion people right now, and by 2025, it will be 1.5 billion people, and by 2030, it will be 1.7 billion people. And in addition to that, there's growth of the gross domestic product.
Is that you?
And to ensure that we fully utilize this market, we need to go into collaborative arrangements with various stakeholders.
This is motherland, where the confluence of rivers gave birth to civilizations. Egypt, with its pyramids of stone, with its mathematics inspired by looking up at the stars. Did you not know that Europe is a descendant of Rome, and Rome is a descendant of Greece, and Greece is a descendant of Egypt? This is motherland.
A very potent force for getting the youth out of poverty. It is an instrument for realizing the full potential of the African continent. From art and craft to music, dance, movies, literature, poetry, Africa has abundance of talent. We just need to tap it. So for us at Afreximbank, that are focused on promoting intra-regional trade, focused on growing Africa's trade and linkage with the rest of the world. We saw the creatives as an instrument that will enable us to integrate the continent expand employment for the youth, grow the GDP of African countries, bring innovation, begin to reintegrate our African diaspora back to the continent.
United, paint up the sky with the proud colors of your flag and say goodbye to the darkness of the past. We're stepping forward, we're rising up. Oh, Africa, our time is now. Break down the chains, clear the lines that separate, and shine the light on the things that make us great. We're stepping forward, we're rising up. Oh, Africa, our time is now. With the FCFTA as a tool, we will build a greater Africa. With the FCFTA as a seed, we will grow. With the FCFTA as a tool, we will build a greater Africa. With the FCFTA as a seed, we will grow. One for all for one. Let's celebrate. Oh, Africa, come let us build our dreams.
It's also time to recognize the hard work and sacrifice of our indefatigable IATF team, led by Mrs. Kanayo Awani, Managing Director of our Intra-African Trade Initiative, and the team at the KwaZulu-Natal province who have worked with us day and night to make this event a possibility. I congratulate us all for being able to do this, even in the midst of a pandemic.
On that note, with that context, I'm actually very happy to report on IATF 2021, a report card. We had 4 country days: South Africa, Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire, and Nigeria. That was double what we had in 2018. In all, when you take into consideration delegates, exhibitors, visitors, buyers, speakers, there were participants in IATF 2021 activities from 128 countries.
Our appreciation cannot be complete without extending special thanks to our host, the government and people of KwaZulu-Natal province, and through them to the President and government of the Republic of South Africa for the excellent hospitality we have enjoyed this week. We thank you immensely for all that you have done. Let me thank each and every one of you who accepted our invitation to come and be part of the movement for an economically united Africa. We could not have achieved the things we have achieved without you. And I mean that with all sincerity. Let me, on behalf of the IATF 2021 Advisory Council, wish each and every one of you a safe journey back to your homes and meet you in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire in 2023.